Hello, hello, hello. It's Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. We're about 5 minutes out from our live show. So we ask your grace and space as we allow technology to let us be great. So we'll be right back here at 3 o'clock on the dot with our very special guest. Hello, 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 hello. It's Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. Success Bully is an elite accountability practice, so that makes me your personal professional butt kicker. Thank you for joining us for our weekly live show, cleverly named the 5 Days of Focus Live. So excited to have you here, and I'm so glad that each one of you could join in. And so excited for what this week has in store for us. We have a lot of cool things to share with you on the successfully side of things, but I definitely hope that this week has started with power and momentum, and that you can see all the hard work you've been putting into your side hustle, to your big goals, that you can start seeing those things come to life, that you can start seeing the fruits of your labor. So I am really hopeful that that is what is happening for you. Before we get into our live show and our very special guest, I've got announcements. I've got announcements. We made an announcement about an announcement yesterday, and then we made the announcement. So I got to share some more announcements. All right, so hold on to your hats. We are doing our biggest giveaway to date. We're doing our biggest giveaway to date. So for the month of February, our theme has been all around loving yourself and loving your business. And so around that theme, we have put together a highly curated giveaway that we like to call Taking Care of Business and Taking Care of Yourself. And this is a referral contest, right? So it's officially live. It has started today. You can get involved. It's epic. We have a suite of goodies that come in at just over $2,000 in value. It's a bundle of services to not only help you with the health and scaling and growth of your business, but also your personal health. And so as the founder, the CEO, the boss lady of your side hustle and your scaling business, you are your most valuable asset, right? You are not only are you your most valuable asset, but you are also your biggest threat. And so with that, we have to take very good care of ourselves to take very good care of our businesses. And so you may be asking yourself, how do I get involved with this epic giveaway? You may be asking yourself, how do I get involved? The concept is really simple, right? So I want you to reach out and invite your boss lady, side hustling, entrepreneurial friends to this group. And for everyone that you invite, you earn a point. So whoever has the most points by February 28th, by the time we cut the lights off here, you win the entire gift valued at over $2,000. So what's in the gift? I'm glad you asked. Oh my goodness. You can win a social media audit for up to 3 platforms from Delania Torado. You can win a 30-minute jump start focused on health and fitness with Coach Abby Hagney. You can also win an 8-week busy online workout boot camp with Christina Brown. We're going to get you fit. And Allison Sampson is giving away a DIY 12-day Whole Foods detox strategy session. And Dominique Clifton is giving away a one-on-one nutrition audit and coaching session. And I am giving away a side hustle strategy session. And this is where I pop the hood on your business and really dig around in there and get clear on a pathway forward, some efficiencies that you can build in, and a strategy to scale. So again, you have until next Sunday, February 28th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Then we will announce our winners, right? Really simple. For a point, to get your point, you got to invite people. So you get 1 point for every invitation. Our lovely CC and I will be updating the leaderboard. So we'll be sharing who's in the lead along the way. So look for more information on the upcoming contest. We can't wait to share all the goodness we have going on in this community with our larger network of side hustlers and boss ladies, right? This is important work. This isn't just about building a business. This is about legacy. This is about creating your financial freedom. This is about doing more for your family. This is not just about a cute little business. This is about making an impact. So share that impact with someone else. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. So make sure if you have any questions, reach out to your concierges. CC, give them a wave. Monica, give them a wave. If you need any additional support, if you have any questions about what we have coming up, if you need to book a strategy session with anyone on the team, reach out. So without further ado, one last thing. We have another challenge coming up on March 15th. So it's our 5 Days of Focus challenge for our corporate escape artists. So make sure you reach out, you get involved, you register for that, and you can do that at successfully.com/challenge. So lots of cool stuff happening in the next couple weeks. The team and I have rallied around the concept that we want to support 1,000 women in scaling their side hustles this year, and we're off to a phenomenal start. So we can't wait to serve in this capacity. capacity. All right, now I've taken a breath. I caught my breath. I caught my breath. So now, without further ado, whew, I don't now I'm losing my voice. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome not only an amazing individual, one of my personal mentors, and someone that has been such a gift for what I'm trying to build. Someone that has leaned into the big vision and has encouraged me every step of the way. And not only does she encourage me, but she wants to do the same for you too. So I am excited to welcome Connie Seguin, who is the founder of the Accounting Counselor, to the show. She has over 30 years of accounting and financial management experiences. And that spans everything from restaurants to manufacturing. So no matter what type of business you may be scaling right now, Connie has insights for you on how to really manage the financial health of your business. And as a controller, she has had those hand-on experiences on all levels of accounting, which has made her uniquely adept at helping her favorite clients, which are the small business owners. And so her focus is to guide small business owners like myself in how to manage your day-to-day tasks of accounting. Like for me, accounting was very intimidating. It's not my core competency. I can do some math. And just the terms, the reporting, all of that was very intimidating to me. And so she also offers valuable insights. She makes it less scary and more accessible and manageable. She has this way of just making it very smooth and soothing, right? So that it's not a hassle to look at your QuickBooks. Okay. And her goal is to make this possible with minimal impact on your core business operations, right? And so, again, as a small business owner, and when you're looking at loving yourself and loving your business, you have to really understand the financial side of your business. You need to understand, are you bringing in enough? Are you the what's going out versus what's coming in? Is it all does that all work together? And can you future cast, right? And so Connie brings her, along with her expertise, she brings a broad network of resources that she can share with small business owners, and she is multifaceted and loves to laugh, loves to help you problem solve, and to kind of lead you down the pathway of finding the solution and empower you. Empower you along the way. And so she approaches all of this with kindness and grace. And she when she is not being all types of fabulous in the financial world, she is occasionally joined by her fluffy dog, Zeus, who may make a special guest appearance during this live. So without further ado, I want to welcome Connie to the show. Hello, Connie.
Hi, Keita. How are you?
You know, I'm going to take a sip of water because whatever reason, here we go. I am fantastic, and thank you for joining us. So I'd love to hear, I know that you have a rich and dynamic background in terms of having 30 plus years of experience in accounting across multiple industries. So share a little bit about your journey. What initially brought you to the world of accounting and what has kind of kept you there? What excites you about it?
Well, I'll have to tell you, I got into the world of accounting that was expedient, right? I was running restaurants, and then I was single, and I had a 6-year-old. And restaurants and single parenting just doesn't match. So I just kind of slid into some bookkeeping and then worked my way up through the field for quite some time now. And I've really enjoyed it. I like conquering systems. I like figuring out how to do things. I like taking things away from the CPA firm and doing them myself. But what really transitioned for me and the struggle I've had over the years actually is that working for a company is great, right? You know, some big business somewhere that's doing their thing. But I've always wanted to help small businesses because they really need this, right? But when I sat down years ago and did the numbers, I was like, I can't afford to do that, or they can't afford me. Somebody wasn't going to be able to afford it. So I backed away. And now I'm at a point in my life when I can actually step into it. And the coolest thing is actually to have the excitement that you have when you actually get your bank balance to balance, right? And so for me, that is just the best, is to be able to offer something that really isn't easily available for small businesses who so desperately need it, they want to get going well.
I love it. I love it. And so, like, how did you come across the term the accounting counselor? Like, where did that come from? Because it literally it describes to a T what you do.
Well, if you want to know the truth, you were actually my inspiration for that, because success bully was such a unique term that I was thinking about it, and it's like, accounting consultant, boring, right? But the reality is that the thing that I have found over and over again is that you have a small business, you know what you do, you know how to do what you know how to do, right? But you don't have a clue about what I do. Right?
Yep.
Is like
Accurate.
this horrible, foreign, terrifying territory. And the one theme I've come across time and time again is people are afraid. They're afraid of the IRS. They're afraid they're going to get it wrong. They're afraid that they're not going to make enough money. They're afraid of, they don't even understand the terms. They don't know how to get a PPP loan. They're just lost. And so the most common thing I hear when I work with people is, I feel so much better. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of went with the counseling theme. And the second part is that I'm trying to differentiate myself, because I'm not actually working strictly as an accountant. Like, I'm not going to do your books for you.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to help you succeed in doing your books. And that's really a different approach than just saying, I'll do your bookkeeping for you, because I believe, and I'm going to tell you a quick story here, Keita, which I don't know.
Yes, go for it.
One of my clients started a business with his girlfriend, right? So they had this business and it was going really well, and they ran it for about 5 years, but they're always short on cash. They made a profit every year, but they're always short on cash. And they broke up, and that didn't go very well, but they still had the business together. And then one of the person who was doing some stuff was leaving. And so he said, would you just check and make sure I don't paying any bills? Because my ex-girlfriend / partner hasn't been doing her stuff like she should. So would you just check and see what the routine bills are? So she went in and looked in the bank and found all these routine withdrawals for $500 over and over and over again. And so what happened is that she was a gambler, and she was taking money while he was missing paychecks. She was taking money and gambling it away. Now, here's the deal. He didn't want to learn how to do the books. He didn't want to understand the books. He didn't want to look at the books. He didn't want to know it, because he was scared of it. And it just seemed too foreign and too alien. And I learned so much from that, because you don't have to be a great bookkeeper and you don't have to be a great accountant. But if you own a business, you should know the basics of your own finances. You really need to know the basics so that you know what to look for. So as you grow, and when you finally hand it off to a full-time bookkeeper or part-time or whatever you do, that you're in a position to be able to know what you're looking at and not get taken like that. I mean, that was a tragedy. It's like $50,000. Like,
oh, wow.
How many small businesses can afford that kind of horrible thing? So that's really my take, is I want people to be empowered to be able to handle their own stuff.
I love that. But, and I know that, like, I have no intention of forever doing my books. No intention. But just having conversations where I'm like, okay, something that I would get stuck on that would derail me for a week. I literally have an Ask Connie. I have an Ask Connie category.
Exactly.
And so even just having that, okay, talk me through this. Why is this important? Why do I need to do this report? And having someone to have that conversation in a very approachable manner, where, like, I think, some of my experiences with my previous accounting folks were like responding back to my questions as if I'm a CPA.
Yes.
Like, if I was a CPA, I would be CPAing right now. I would not be coaching.
You need English.
Respond back to me so I can understand. Meet me where I'm at. So then when we talk about your big vision for 2021, so, like, how do you see, like, because you're started, right? And the accounting counselor, how do you want it to grow, and what do you want more of in 2021?
Well, it's kind of interesting, because I'm still working, right? So I still have a corporate job. And so this is kind of my
side hustle.
This side hustle, you got it. And so this is sort of, I see it as a transition year. So to get my foot in the water, and with the help of you, some days I feel like I'm drowning, but I'm getting there. So I've got my feet in the water, and so I really want to get the framework well established. So I have a website, shocker.
Yeah.
Headshots done. I'm talking to you. I'm doing, I'm getting some coaching. I'm doing all those sorts of things. I'm putting together. I'm starting with some good, solid clients that I can, fine tune my approach with. There's a lot of good stuff happening, and so I'm hoping to have between 10 and 20 recurring clients by the end of the year. And I think with that base, that's going to put me in a position of being able to shift my decision making as to how I play out the next several years.
Oh, this is exciting. So this is like pre-retirement.
Yes, exactly.
Retirement. And also, you can't tell me things like that. 10 to 20 clients by the end of the year. Got it. You can't tell me like even loose goals. So I'm like, oh, okay, great. Here's a plan. Here's a plan.
I know, I love that about you.
Here's how we're gonna do it. And so, like when we're kind of talking about this community of side hustlers, who similar to yourself, who are looking to kind of scale out a corporate or I don't, if you don't want to leave your job, great, that's cool. But you want to have the option, like if you have a side hustle, you want to build it in a way so you have options, you can make different choices. Like if you wanted to retire in 3 years, maybe you can retire in a year and a half, or you can do like me and be like, and I'm done. Curtains. Not going back. Whatever I got to do not to go back.
Amen.
So like when we're talking about this community of side hustlers who know what their businesses, know what they do well. Like my core competency, I know what I do well as a coach, right? So what are the 3 things that our side hustlers need to know? If you had to give us our top 3 tips on what we need to know about our business finances, what are those 3 things you'd want people to know?
Well, I kind of look at it. That's a huge topic, right? So
right.
Great question, Keita. And that is, first of all, do it right. Okay. So one of the biggest problems I see with small businesses is they cut corners. They don't register. They don't pay payroll, they don't pay sales tax. They don't get the environment right. Okay. So they don't build their structure properly. And that always leads to problems. So if you're going to be a business and do it legally, properly, set it up, get your insurance, get your business registrations, and do all of that. And it'll pay off in the long run. It takes time, it takes energy, but it's totally doable. And Washington State, for those of you that are here, is actually pretty friendly along those lines. So that's the first part. The second part is when it comes to your accounting, keep it simple. Okay, so sometimes people leap in and they're like, I want to classify everything into all these buckets, and I want to know how much I make on this stream and that stream, and then it gets so complicated that they're like, and it doesn't mean anything, and it's crazy making. So you want to do something, you want to have it really simple at first. Basically, you have a checking account and you know what goes in and out of it, right? Keep it simple. I do recommend QuickBooks because I think it's a great, well-priced platform that can grow with most businesses for very, very long time. So I really like working with it, and I think their infrastructure and all their apps and everything else are really great. But it's simple, and so keeping it simple. But you have to know the basics in order to do that. So you got to make sure you learn it. And then the other thing is, you have to do it all the time. You have to do it. You have to set a time either once a week, or when you're watching TV, you get on your app and you code your transactions. Whatever it is that you do, you have to maintain it. And this is why. You will forget. You will forget what those transactions are. You'll forget what you did. You'll forget what it was all about. Then it will become a daunting task. And you do it because it's a daunting task.
Yep. Then you avoid it some more.
And then you won't actually know where you stand either. Because the thing about accounting, and this is something I think a lot of people miss, is that accounting is a great, great tool for keeping the IRS, checking the boxes, right? Filing your taxes, doing all that kind of stuff. But that's the end result. That's something that's a requirement. It's actually for the benefit of your business to have good accounting. Because as you do that work and as you are involved in it and you learn, you will see the trends. You will be able to run all the reports and do all this stuff that really let you see where you are. Because a lot of businesses that I know are not aware of their costs, right? They know, they can tell you how much money they got coming in the door, woo, right?
Right,
but they don't realize
right.
They've spent more than that going out the door. And so that means, do they need to raise prices? Do they need to do more marketing? There's a whole decision tree that comes into all of this that if you're not doing this on a regular basis, you're never going to get that feedback. So it's I'm going to tell you, this is funny. I thought about this. I was trying to figure out how to explain this. It's like going to the dentist.
Mm-hmm.
If you brush your teeth every day, going to the dentist is no problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, it's going to be ugly, right? So don't do that, right? So take care of your stuff on a day-to-day basis, or a week, set aside a chunk like you, Keita, do, right? You set aside your Mondays or whatever day you want to just have the joy of bookkeeping. But I think if you can get that in your head, that it's to your benefit, it's not some horrible chore, it's something that's going to feed back valuable information about your business, that it'll be good.
Oh yeah, and I love the whole idea of not being a jerk to your future self.
Yeah, right.
That if you just do a little bit every week, and like usually I had a thing where I would have a piece of cake when I finished reconciling. Like there was some reward on the other side of it. Now, not advocating cake in accounting, but that's your next business.
Okay.
Cake in accounting. But like it, doing it in bite-sized pieces, and I felt like we still got some stuff to do. But like when it was like we were reconciled by December 30th, and it was like mic drop, like I'm adulting. Boom! Boom! Who's the CEO?
That's right. That's right. Exactly. And then when you hand that off to somebody else, Keita, you're going to be in so much more of a stronger position. They're not going to be able to mess with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you kindly. Thank you. I'd like to. But I think that is, I don't think I'm alone on that idea of just like being whenever you're outside of your comfort zone. And I even think that as a business owner, a side hustler, you're the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. You are you are sales, you are marketing, you are sanitation, you are all these things. And so like, having some basic understanding and really the empowerment piece, the demystifying it, if you will, I think that's powerful, because even when you do hand it off, you need to know what's going on. And I think that even as you scale and you're talking from, a few $1,000s to hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars, you still need to know what's going on.
Yes, exactly.
You still need to understand what's going on.
Well, it's just like when you and I went over the basics of balance sheet and P&L, right? And how they work and drew our little pictures and went through the whole thing. If you know that, you are ahead of most business owners, right? And then when you talk to a bank, you actually have a clue when they ask you a question.
Right. Well, like it's really interesting. There are multi-million-dollar companies that still aren't profitable.
Oh, yes.
Right. And so like understanding it right now is empowering for you. And even the, putting those systems in place where you understand it. So like one of the things that Connie-isms that I love is the idea of elegant data. Tell us more about elegant data, because I always say numbers don't lie. Your data doesn't lie. There are a lot of clues in there. So tell us what you mean by elegant data.
First of all, elegant data balances. Right? It's when you look at your bank and you look at your QuickBooks and you're like, yes, I know exactly where I stand. That is a beautiful thing to do, right? To be able to know how much money you have in the bank, to be able to see how much money you have coming in that clients haven't paid you for yet, to be able to see how much money you owe to people that you haven't paid yet, to see the full picture is quite elegant. But then being able to take that data and run a couple reports, right? Look at your sales and look at your trends and look at your month over the course of the year and see things going up or hopefully not down, except maybe your overhead or whatever. But being able to see that, it's a beautiful thing. And it's so valuable. And it's funny because most of the companies I worked for, I would say in general, underutilize the feedback that's available in your financial data. Right? They really don't pay enough attention to the trends and I do think that especially as a smaller business, you can see trends popping out early and then capitalize on them or mitigate them, depending on what you're
doing. Yeah, I think that having that elegant data, there are some big takeaways for us. August is always slow, so we always got to do our own product launch or something big in August. And then we've discovered October was when we hit that Christmas lull. Was that like November, December? It's not so much that it's slow; it's that everybody pays late.
Exactly.
There's not somebody in the office to push the button, or they're paying for Christmas presents or Thanksgiving or whatever. And so but that's something that's a standout. So we have to account for that during the year. And so I think that if rather than get your back up against the wall, knowing it's coming, you can prepare for it. So then when we think about the keeping it all in balance, because like you said, you're working full time and you're doing this, what are some of your ways that you protect your time? We call it in my practice, we don't call it time management, we call it ruling your time. So what are some of your productivity hacks to kind of keep it all in balance?
Okay, that's a big assumption, Keita. That's a big assumption that there's much in the way of balance in my universe. Let's see. I would say that in general, it's first is how I start my day. Okay. So I'm a Bible reader. So I start my day in my chair with my tea, with my puppy in my lap, and doing some quiet reading and contemplation and journaling. So part of it is really setting the tone for my life. And that's like right at the very, very top of anything that I do on any given day. Other things that I do, oh man, I try not to overwork.
Yeah.
I think that's actually been a lifelong struggle for me, because I can fall into the 60, 70, 80 hour work weeks without a lot of effort. And as I've worked along my way in my career, I've noticed that the people who don't do that do just as well as I do.
And they're way happier.
And they go home because they're like, well, I have to go now because my kid just got out of school, and they leave and nobody goes, oh, they're not.
How dare you?
Nobody says a thing. They're like, that's what they do. And so I decided that's what I do. And so I just basically started to put some governors around what I did. And so when it's 5 o'clock, I'm off. I'm done. It's like accounting never ends. So it's not like I'm going to finish unless the company shuts down, and then I can wrap it all up in a nice bow. But aside from that, it's not happening.
But that still would be months of wrapping it up.
It would be. It would be. I actually did that for one company. But yeah, so it's really putting the governors on what I do. Working in a side hustle, that's a challenge. Right? It's like there are times when I can do a bunch on it, and then there's other times when I can't. And so I have to have, my calendar is really, really important. My calendar becomes more and more important, even for scheduling downtime. And things that are really important to me, like phone calls with certain people that I really want to talk to or whatever. So I really think that's a lot of it is the calendar.
And I think that that's so true when, especially for our side hustlers here, you have got to put those boundaries up, because especially now when most of us are remote, and there's the separation of church and state is often like your living room or your spare bedroom is the office, not going to an office. It's harder to put those guardrails up, but it's so important. And I think that, as a corporate escape artist myself, and that there were times when I was just tired. And it was like, how do I do anything on this? And I was like, okay, just do one thing. Just do one thing a day. Just do one thing. And you sit down to do that one thing, and it usually, you'll do more than one. But I do think that it is so imperative to kind of, and even when you're full-time in your business, I can lose a day really easily because there's nobody punching the clock. I can lose an entire day really easily. But also I could work into midnight. Right? Because there's no one saying, Keita, stop. So using that calendar, putting up those guardrails, for me, it's closing the door. So when I'm done working, closing the door on the office, that means we don't go back in there. We don't pick it back up. Whatever crisis is happening, there's, we're not splitting atoms or saving lives right now, but whatever feels urgent to someone, not myself, it can wait. Yep. It can wait till the next day. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. So now let's say our side hustling boss lady community wants to get in touch with you. What's the best way for them to connect with you?
Well, I have a website, accountingcounselor.com, or you can email me at connie@accountingcounselor.com. So remember accountingcounselor.com and you'll get there. And so, I'll talk to anybody about what they're looking for and how they might want to interact, and the best way to do it. I've got good ideas about that. So yeah.
All right. Yes, definitely reach if you are stuck, if you're stuck, or if you are shaking in your boots about your accounting, or your QuickBooks is giving you the stomach ache and the sweat mustache and the pity. Reach out to Connie. It's not, if it's hard, you're probably doing it wrong.
Yeah, I mean it's just time, but it shouldn't be painful. The stuff, as a business owner, you don't have to know everything about accounting. Right? You don't need to know about, all the fancy rules about ASC 606 and depreciation schedules and what to do where. But what you do need to know is how to track your own activity. And because it's your activity, you know what it is. You just need a framework to put it in. It's not that hard.
Yes. Oh, and we put your website in the comments. Oh, I love that.
I like that.
I love it. So then, okay, these are my lightning round questions. So these are questions about nothing. Okay. Nothing. Okay. So what are you currently reading? Because leaders are readers. What's on your nightstand?
On my well, actually, it's an adorable little book called The Sound of a Wild Snail Eating.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It's about a woman who's actually essentially disabled, and she can do almost nothing. And somebody brings her a plant and it has a wild snail in it. And she starts tracking this little guy's activities. And she can hear him chewing. It's really kind of cool. That's one. I just started a new one, though, called Mindset. Have you heard of it?
Okay. Oh, no. Tell us more.
Yeah, I've just started it, so I'm at the beginning. But it's essentially about the difference between a growth mindset and a static mindset. And so they've done it's kind of one of those research-based books, and getting people to realize that you have that mindset of I can't. Like you've decided that you've sort of reached a point where I can't learn anymore. I can't learn this. I can't do that. Kind of, say, like accounting, or a growth mindset, which is I'm going to grow.
Yeah.
And so it's two completely different approaches, and the growth mindset is definitely better. And it's the one that one of the reasons I'm reading it is because I want to help my clients with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right? I say, with my clients, if you say that you cannot build a multi-million-dollar business, you're right.
Right.
If you say you can and you're willing to learn, you're also right. Right? You're right. You're right on both of those. You just decide which one you want to be right about.
Right.
So thank you so much. Before we let you go, this is your mic drop moment. We give everyone a mic drop moment. So if there was a pearl of wisdom or a golden nugget or a gift that you would like to give this community in summation, what is that one nugget you want them to take home with them?
Oh, I only have one.
Yeah, just one.
Lots of nuggets.
One. I know. You have lots of nuggets, but just pick one.
Well, I'm going to start by saying that for anybody who's doing this, be proud of yourself, because it takes courage. That is one thing I will say to anybody who is stepping out into business on their own. Be proud of yourself and realize that you are a unique and special class of lady or person, because I don't even know if there's any guys out there, but just realize that it takes something to do this. And I really value that in people who have courage to step forward. And then when it comes on the accounting side, just do it, because it's important. It's taking care of your business, and taking care of yourself is going to also be, unfortunately, taking care of your books. So there's nothing super fancy about that statement, but jump in and it'll come together.
Oh, thank you, Connie. One of the nuggets that you once gave me that I would like to share with this community, this is a Connieism, is you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up, but we can fix it. It's fixable.
It's true. It's true.
And like, that just gives me so much relief, just knowing like, there are going to be some things that you do not do well. Right. But that's okay. You learn from it. And especially in business, and especially as it pertains to the financial side of your business, that like you learn the lesson one time.
Yep.
right? And then you don't have to do it again. It's not like my dating life where I keep dating the same guy and a different rapper. Different guy with same guy, different name. But you make that okay. So you tell like, okay, if I don't stay on top of my bookkeeping, it's horrendous at the end of the year. I don't want to do that again.
Right.
So thank you so much, Connie. All
Thank
the
you for
things,
having me.
all the good things. So like I said, if you need support, if you are pity, if your books intimidate you, if QuickBooks steals your soul, reach out to Connie. So Connie, I want you to hold the line. I'm gonna do this thing where I land the plane and then I'm gonna come back to you. Okay?
Oh, you betcha.
All right.
Bye,
Thank you so much.
everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, Oh my goodness. Thank you so much to our lovely guest, Connie, for all of her support, for really sharing some of those insights when it comes to accounting. It's nothing to be intimidated about. But again, if you need support, please reach out to her. Do not spin and stew by yourself, right? Because you have a resource here that is accessible and willing, ready, and able to help you. So before I let you go, a friendly reminder, our biggest giveaway to date. We got prizes and surprises. We're giving away a wonderful package that we call Take Care of Business, Take Care of Yourself giveaway, and it's valued at over $2,000. So if you want to get involved, all you have to do is invite the other boss ladies, side hustlers in your community to join this group. You get a single point for every invite to the group, and we are keeping a scorecard. So on February 28th, we will announce the winner, and there are amazing prizes that help with scaling your business and getting clear on what it is you want to accomplish. But also, we have amazing prizes to keep you healthy so you can stay in the game, because health is wealth. If you are not healthy, your business does not go. So once again, I am Keita Williams, and I am the founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. If you have any questions, any concerns, reach out to your concierges and make sure you get yourself together and sign up for our upcoming challenge on March 15th, which is our 5 days of focus for our aspiring corporate escape artists. And it's designed just for you side hustlers to help you come up with a roadmap to usher your way right on out of corporate. So once again, Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. Let's get after it.